Ko rangi toto te mutu, te au miti te moana, puta mai ki te moana o Raukawa. Ko tainui te waka Ngāti Koata te iwi, Elkington te ingoa whānau ko Maika Hau, tēnā koutou katoa. My name is Mike Elkington. I work for Tiakina te Tuia. We've been involved in monitoring the health and levels of the waterways around the tauihu. As far back as the 1990s, one of the local tauihu chiefs has been banging on about the quality of the Tasman Bay, and this made us think about what feeds into the Tasman Bay and what the quality of that water is like. And then a lot of the younger ones were looking for ways that they could become involved with monitoring the health and the water quality of the waterways. It is their wish, or the wish of the haukainga, the tangata whenua, to have the waterways returned to a level where we can harvest from them again. And I mean things like watercress and eel and the fish species, including whitebait. And so with the gradual decline of the water quality, we've seen access to those food sources become more and more limited. Tiakina te Taiao, and in fact iwi of the tauihu have been trying to find ways and mechanisms where we can monitor the quality of the water that flows through the area. And it's through the relationship with Cawthron Institute that we were able to access some science funding and engage a small team to come up with methods and practices where individuals in our communities can have access to the science and test the water qualities. And all this has been made available through the Vision Matauranga funding and our relationship with the Cawthron Institute.
Cawthron's providing some extra science to complement Tiakina's studies that they've been running on the rivers around the top of the south for the last few years. We've taken a water quality test that measures E. coli, which is a bacteria that indicates fecal contamination of water. And we've set up Tiakina with a very robust but simple and affordable system so that they can measure E. coli concentrations in the water themselves.
The information that we're gathering will go together with some of the monitoring that's already taken place over the years. But with this added dimension of looking at the E. coli levels, we can get a bigger, better picture and add a lot more science to what it is that we're finding out about the actual state of the river on the whole.
And the reason we're interested in E. coli is it tells you how much fecal material, or poo basically, is getting into the water. So it gives us a good indication of water quality.
So when we assess the state of the site, we look at each of the atua. So if we're looking at Tangaroa, for example, then that is really about the water aspect of our assessment. To Matauranga, the human impacts, the changes that we've made, and perhaps the recreational uses of the river. Tawhirimatia, we're thinking about the weather conditions and the seasons that we're in at the time that we're doing our assessment. We also take into account the life that's in the stream, so we use a 5-rock method to look at the macroinvertebrate life, or the bugs. We take temperatures while we're here so that the records can build up over time. And for our final part of our assessment, we ask ourselves what kind of feeling we have in our puku about the whole experience of being here, and that is a big part of summing up the mauri of the river itself, or the health of the river, or the life-giving force of the river. The Maitai, Otawhero, Marahau Valley, Motueka River, Riwaka, and here are some of the key sites that we are putting a little bit more emphasis on through their importance to local iwi.